Ben Thaler is today's match referee, an experienced hand for what is sure to be a tense 80 minutes. And it's going to be Widnes who will get this game underway, attacking as we watch from left to right. Krishnan Inu with the kickoff, high hanging kick. Robert Louis is underneath the kickoff, and Lee Mossop takes the first challenge, and that's an enthusiastic chase, I must say, from the Widnes Vikings from that kickoff, and that's what they have to be today, Phil. They have to be enthusiastic. You're exactly right today. I think to get out of the qualification phase, you need three things. You need enthusiasm, you need an element of luck, and you need some players with a degree of class. And with the Widnes side on the bench today, he doesn't start this game, but Lloyd White, for me, has got that element of class. And I think when we see him enter, he's got the number 9 on his back when he comes on at some point in this game. You need some class in the middle of the field. If it's not as a scrum half, then it certainly helps if it's a hooker. And I suspect that Widnes Vikings will be reliant on Lloyd White here today if there's a standard chance of winning. This is Mark Flanagan for Salford, over 200 career games, including 27 in the NRL. It's his 180th appearance for Salford here tonight. Jackson Hastings, who really has been a breath of fresh air for Salford, gets that kick away. And talking about a breath of fresh air, how about this young man, Ollie Ashall-Bott for Widnes. Great offload after beating 2 tacklers, and Patrick Arban takes the ball forward. Well, what a return from the young fullback. Really stood out last week with his performance in his tries and broke the line. The first opportunity he had with the ball. That was Aaron Herremeyer at dummy half, and he got the ball away, but the Salford defence on Chris Houston pretty quick there. And that is Wella Huraki, who of course joined from Salford when Chamberlain and Burke came the other way from Widnes. So some old boys looking to do their former clubs a little bit of damage here today. Herremeyer at dummy half, goes to the left-hand side, and a high kick, which is knocked forward by Salford. It's 6 to go. They're going to be in here for the first try. Widnes, what a start for them. Charlie Runciman gets over in the corner. Ben Thaler just checks with the touch judges, no problems as far as they're concerned. It was a knock-on from the high ball. Charlie Runciman has given Widnes the perfect start. Last week it was his first wing appearance for Widnes after 87 appearances, and today is his second, and there's a very important try. Well, what a start for Widnes. You see Wella Huraki, he ends up with the ball on the last tackle, doesn't panic, just simply gets it back to the kicker and the master-in-chief, who puts it high. The contest is on, and it's a magnificent start by Widnes. All comes off the back of that early charge from Ollie Ashall-Bott, but tremendous start, tremendous reactions, and that enthusiasm you're asking for, Phil. Well, those are the first three things I said. You need an element of luck and a degree of enthusiasm. They've had enough players there to get up, contesting for the ball. Matt Whitley does really well. Might not get a lot of credit, but he's certainly heavily responsible for the first 4 points in this game that Charlie Runciman's grounded. Charlie Runciman's try, and how ironic that it's the former Widnes man Ed Chamberlain who was beaten to the high ball on the flank for Salford, and he knocked on. It would have been 6 to go anyway, but Charlie Runciman over in the corner for the first try. Well, that's encouraged the small band of Widnes supporters. It won't have encouraged that man, Ian Watson, the Salford coach, confident coming into this match because of the way his team have been playing just lately. 7 wins from 23 matches, not brilliant. They finished 11th in the table, but they were 8 points ahead of Widnes, who finished with the wooden spoon for a second year in a row. Now, Krishnan Inu, in his time, one of the game's great kickers. Can he land his 5th successful kick in these qualifiers? Difficult for him, tight to the touchline, far side. Wonderful. I told you he's one of the best when his game is on. And the Vikings lead to the delight of those travelling supporters by 6 points to 0. Well, Widnes has some class at the back. The fullback, he might be one of the youngest players on the field here, but he's certainly one of the fastest and the most exciting. And he got his team on the front foot in that set, going downfield by the charge back on that kick. And it all ended when with Charlie Runciman grounding in the corner. You've talked about Salford's score, Eddie, last week, and the victory at Hull KR, which was amazing. But for a large part of that game, it was evenly balanced until the Robert Louis interception in that second half.
So let's not be misled. There isn't too much between these two sides. If you look at the for and against on the league table after 23 rounds, they had a very similar record. Very little between these two sides. Obviously a few more wins for the home team here today. But Widnes aren't that far behind this Salford side.
But at the moment their noses are in front, and a team that's lost 17 league games in a row, that is absolutely crucial for them to get off to a good start. And here goes Miller, trying to make it even better for them. Important ankle tap and a grab by Lamatazi. Quick play the ball though. Here is Aaron Jeremiah. He finds Liam Finn. He shaped to pass, and then he took the tackle. And Liam Finn, the man who's been brought in to try and engineer the great escape for Widnes, this time Niall Evalds claims the high kick with a much more certainty than Ed Chamberlain showed for the first one.
Well, for Widnes, it's another completed set, it's another high kick and another chance to defend. Harrison Hansen revelling in the opportunity to defend. 52 appearances for Salford back in his time over here, and he'll want to make sure that he gives absolutely everything to the Widnes cause this afternoon.
Yes, Harrison Hansen, a couple of seasons here at Salford, of course, best known for all his deeds of daring do at Wigan. And this is Lee Mossop, another former Wiganer, of course, playing for the Salford Reds, former England international. And Jackson Hastings has really been the catalyst for Salford's regeneration lately, but that's not the best kick from him. And it brings Widnes a 7-tackle restart on the 20-metre line.
Too long by Hastings, and you can see Ian Watson.
Just a degree of concern on his face, isn't there?
He is, but there's a degree of concern from both camps, both sets of players. And even though we started talking about how assured Salford were going into this match with, what, 5 minutes on the clock, they'll be the ones that are anxious. They'll be the ones that will want to focus and get back to those fundamentals of their game plan.
Harrison Hansen operating today in the front row. Second row last week. He swapped places with this man, Chris Houston, and well, that's a fumble from Houston that is not what he wanted, not what his team wanted, and might prove expensive.
He was looking to change direction, wasn't he, before he caught the ball. Come up with a mistake now there. And Salford, I think, will get a little bit energised here. Starting a set inside the opponent's half, turnover of possession. And really for 6 minutes, the Widnes side had good control in that game, didn't they? When they were kicking the ball to the Salford side, they were receiving it within 10 metres of their own try line, under pressure on occasions. Semi-breather here now. Salford stacked every player on this side of the field, obviously the 20 metres from the far side. Widnes have got a winger, Charlie Runciman. He's defending thin air at present.
Salford's stunning win at Hull Kingston Rovers last week, having managed just one away win all year. That came at Huddersfield, but here they are now in possession with Junior Sow, the only ever present in the Salford Red Devils lineup today. Daryl Alfords at dummy half. Gets the ball away to Hastings. It's a solid run from Josh Jones. He just simply bumped Haraki off, dropped him on his backside, draws applause from the Salford crowd.
He beats the first defender nearly every time, Josh Jones. Keeps his legs and looks for that late offload.
Forward pass, though, here. He's gone against Salford. Josh Woods from dummy half, or Josh Wood, should I say, from dummy half.
Yeah, poor timing on the run from Jackson Hastings. He's been a solid performer, Josh Wood. Only missed one game so far this year, but it's forward, no doubt about that.
So from a chance, it now becomes a chance for Widnes to get out of their own half of the field with yet another scrum. Staring into the abyss, the Vikings. They simply must win here because, as we've been saying since we came on air, no team in the qualifiers has lost its opening 2 matches and then made it to Super League in the brief history of this Super 8 qualifying campaign, which, with all the noises you hear coming out of the powers that be, are to be believed, this might be the last time that 4 teams from Super League go through the agony of this event, which from a neutral point of view is a shame because it does add a little bit of drama and a little bit of action to the back end of the season.
Oh, there's another mistake.
Jeremiah comes up with the knock-on at the play the ball.
Well, drama on the pitch this time. Aaron Jeremiah, another player with bags of experience. Both sides have got a solid number 9 to start the game and plan to bring the spark player. Lloyd White will replace Aaron Jeremiah at some point, but he'll be disappointed with that. Early on in the tackle count, deep near their own half, as Patrick Arvan looks like he's getting some treatment on a bang or a cut or a scuff.
Just going back to Aaron Jeremiah, by the way, he's making his 100th Widnes appearance this afternoon. There he is. And he's already said he will be retiring come the end of the season. Won't want to go out with Widnes getting relegated, that's for sure.
Nobody wants that on their CV. And both sets of players, they know what's at stake. You talked about the qualifiers. Yes, we enjoy it as fans and spectators, and the drama is compelling at times, but there is a human element to it, and players are playing for the livelihoods.
They don't like it.
Well, that's professional sport, though. It wouldn't be as interesting if you didn't have that.
So well, if we didn't have it this year, Widnes would be in the championship now.
I know, so...
Anyway, that's all for the powers that be to sort out over the coming weeks, hopefully not months. This is Chris Wellham, who goes down under a heavy challenge from Houston. Wood again is the dummy half. Lamatazi driving it in. Dodson leading the line with Wella Haraki and Jeremiah. Will be desperate that Salford don't get over the line as a result of his mistake. Louis then finds Evols. Evols down that right-hand touch line, and it's Ed Chamberlain, and Widnes know all about him, of course. Wellham the dummy half, and Louis back inside. He comes once again to Ryan Lannon. I mentioned the 100th appearance for Jeremiah. It is the 50th appearance for Salford for Ryan Lannon today, and he plays the ball to Wood. This is Lee Mossop now. They're inside the 10. They've reached tackle number 5. So what does Hastings and what does Robert Louis have in store here? That's not a bad effort, but it's good defence low down. I think that's Gil Dodson and underneath Ryan Lannon.
Yeah, you're right, Eddie. He had enough presence of mind to expect, while we were all expecting a shift, a big play, Josh Wood went over to the right, and the front row just managed to handle Ryan Lannon.
Well, it's dull at Salford today. The sun breaking through a grey sky at times, but it's very humid, very warm. It's perfect, actually.
Perfect conditions. I was just going to say that. Rugby league players, they like the ball to be dry. The conditions for running around, everything's as it should be, so no excuses. Perfect surface as well.
10 minutes gone. Widnes ahead 6-0 in possession here with Harrison Hansen, now with Liam Finn, now with Houston, now with Whitley. And Whitley's going to be... Oh, no, he isn't. That's good play from him. He got the ball away to Runciman. Thought he was on his way over the sideline then.
Liam Finn thought about a long pass.
Oh, no! That's 3 sets in a row. The last 3 occasions Widnes have had possession, they've made a mistake in their own half of the field.
This is an awful pass.
And those are 2 very experienced players. Chris Houston, well, you can never accuse Chris Houston of not trying, but what he's done there, he's picked the pass up, he's looked to pass it, and he's almost pulling it back.
Well, on that 10 minutes of evidence, they don't deserve to be in the Super League competition next year. I know they've got 70 minutes to make it up, but they really haven't been at the standard we'd expect from the highest competition of the sport in this country.
Well, Gil Dodson had to reach forward for that. He's not entirely blameless, but it wasn't the best pass from Houston. So possession swings again to Salford in Widnes territory, and this is Josh Jones once more. He played in the £1 million game at Hull KR in 2016. This is Lee Mossop now, sent off for a headbutt in the last home game against Leeds, sending off sufficient. Another awful pass. There's nerves aplenty out there. I think we'll have to try and excuse the players if we possibly can, because this is high stakes. It's not high noon, but it is a high stakes shootout.
And I'm just watching Jackson Hastings and what involvement he's having with the way that players are set up.
He's 22 years of age. He's vocal, isn't he? He shouts and tells them where to position themselves on the field, and his pass then found Josh Jones again. Last one, 3 metres away from the line, Salford. Back it comes to that man, Hastings. Dabs it through, or attempted to. It ricocheted off a Widnes leg. And then it was picked up by Christine, and Wood made sure the tackle was effective. Well, Liam Finn, nowhere to go.
The important part is he's taking control, and speaking to Willie Poaching before the game, Willie said what a difference he'd made to training. He's come in, he's got that enthusiasm, he's got that energy, and he's letting everybody else know exactly what he wants from him, which is a key characteristic of any halfback.
Left the NRL under a bit of a cloud. He is trying to resurrect his career over here. I asked Ian Watson, there is Willie Poaching, by the way, that Barry was talking about. I asked Ian Watson about Jackson Hastings and whether his long-term future is at Salford. I think the jury's still out on that. He has a job to do this year in this stint that he's got with the club to keep them in Super League, and then they maybe look at it again.
Well, he's very fortunate he can think about this game, this week, this month, and not much further than that.
Chris Wellham again. That's a solid challenge from Houston, with a bit of help from Heremiah as well. Josh Wood is the dummy half. They're 40 metres away. 3 tackles gone. Lamatazi with the rumbustious run over the top of Heremiah. But Houston putting himself about, as he always does in defence. Here's Louis now. That's a nice dab into open space. Something for Chamberlain to chase. Yes, it is Chamberlain. Beg your pardon. It is Chamberlain. And Runciman was the man who was back in defence for Widnes.
And what happens when Jackson Hastings is looking after proceedings? Let's say on a percentage split it's 70-30. It means that the quality 30% that Robbie Louis takes hold of, he can do something with and really threaten over on that right side for Salford.
Patrick Arvan, he had a bandage on the head not long ago. That seems to have disappeared. I don't think it's made its way to his right arm because he's bandaged there as well. But obviously the bleeding has stopped after that head clash. Here's Dudson now taking on Wood. And Heremiah once more. This is the last tackle, so the kick from Liam Finn is charged down. It wasn't charged down. The referee, Ben Taylor, says that was the ball playing the man, not the other way round.
And lucky for Widnes.
Picked up by Daryl Elford.
Lucky for Widnes that it ended up being a bobbling kick that Daryl Elford didn't want to deal with. A bit of a mess on the last tackle. Widnes need to finish their sets well. That goes without saying.
Junior Sow. 2 tries in the defeat at OKR in July, but none since. But here's a very important penalty for Salford. This will take them out of their own territory.
Well, that's what he does. Junior Sow is very physical. You need to get your body in front. You need to get your shoulder into him. Francis Cummins in the week talked, at the back end of the last game against London, he talked about the ruck being very slow and the ruck control of his team being inferior to the Broncos. He's probably focused on that this week, but Chris Dean got it wrong on that occasion.
Salford at the back end now of the first penalty of the game. Hastings gets it away to Tazi in centre field. Widnes making sure he doesn't make any further progress. Josh Wood is there. And here's Hastings. Now Louis. Louis bounces off one challenge. He lost his footing. There was a big gap there, and Junior Sow is down.
A collision in background with Junior Sow.
Well, there's so many players.
There were so many numbers flooding through.
And the touch judge is on the field, by the way.
Oh, that's late and unnecessary from Patrick Arvan.
And would you sin bin him for that, Barry?
Barry wouldn't sin bin anybody. You've got to commit murder for Barry to get a card out.
His cards at home.
They're in my car.
Well, he's certainly tackled him without the ball. He's got a nasty gash on that left eyebrow, as we've seen Patrick Arvan. And Junior Sow was taken out without the ball and felt that. So the referee, Ben Taylor, has a dilemma here.
First game sorted out. Pat, just a word. Come in, mate. Just make sure. I understand what you're trying to say. But if he's not got the ball, be very careful what we're doing. Yeah. All right, mate. It's a penalty. That's it. It's a penalty, mate. Where there, please. Where there.
He was trying to carry on defending himself, wasn't he?
He got off with it, lad. Keep your mouth shut.
He obviously thought the ball was coming, but it never was.
Right, go.
Penalty to Salford then, 20 metres away from the Widnes line. Josh Jones taking it forward again. Dudson getting to him. Wood, 12 metres out. Here is Lee Mossop. Another good hit by Dudson in defence.
Coming back left here.
Where's Hastings?
Evels, Louis, they're all coming this side.
There he is, and there is Louis. Robert Louis gets the ball away. Junior Sow gets the try for Salford. They were loaded down the left-hand side, and Junior Sow, former New Zealand international, played for Samoa in the 2013 World Cup. He got a try against Widnes, at Widnes in 2014 at the Magic, and had 2 tries that year and a home win here as well, 36-6. important try for Junior Sow and Salford, settles the nerves.
Well, the try ends up as a repeat of this play. They came to the left with Robert Louis, Junior Sow, Evels and Co, and then they come back again 2 plays later. They can't stop Louis, bounces through the first couple of tackles, so important to them. And then with both Darrell Alforts and Junior Sow outside, they find the player in space and they put the first points on the board for the Salford side. Relief now after about 10 minutes of dominance. They finally get across the line and give themselves a chance of getting level. Final pass to Junior Sow, takes it well, runs unhindered into the corner.
Well, Junior Sow with the Salford try. They needed that. As the longer the game went on with the 0 against their name, they would be getting more and more nervous, so now maybe they can settle down after 17 minutes.
Well, you said how good a goal kick we had from the first try. It is an opportunity for Ed Chamberlain. They've had 7 different goal kickers, Salford, this season. 7 different players having a go at doing it. Ed Chamberlain's given the task here now, putting 2 more on from the sideline. Tough kick for him to start with.
It is. He landed 5 against Leeds in the victory here against the champions in the last home game. A try and 5 goals for this man. And Ed Chamberlain against his former club. He was there just a couple of months ago. Here he is now with the opportunity to level the scores up for the Salford Red Devils. Trying to draw it over the post, and he does. We're right behind that up here on the gantry. Drew it across the top of the H, lovely. It's all square.
A lovely shape from Salford. Everybody in the right place at the right time. Kristen who came out, he thought he would try and shut down the number 6 for Salford, Robert Louis. Robert Louis bumped him off and found the centre. And other than that try on 3 minutes, Widnes still look jittery. They're not sure of the lines. Whatever they did in that first set of 6, they seem to have forgotten that now.
Well, we've had 2 games from the NRL this morning. We've got this one now. We've got 2 more to come from the Betfred Super League qualifiers and Super 8s. Catalan Wigan follows this at 5:15. The Challenge Cup finalists against the Wigan Warriors. They can feel Castleford breathing down the necks now after last night. And then we see Toronto from their home ground for the first time live on Sky Sports. They take on Hull Kingston Rovers, who find themselves in exactly the same position as Widnes do coming here to Salford. They have to win across the Atlantic later on today.
That's a
great kick. That's a 40-20. That's a 40-20 from Robert Louis.
He knew exactly what he was doing. Kicked on the front foot. And you just see the Salford Red Devils taking shape now. What have they got?
Well, here they come. Wellham restarts, finds Robert Louis. And this is Mark Flanagan. Flanagan, one of those players who's got bags of experience under his belt. Oh, Hastings. Well, he's been playing out of his skin for Salford since he arrived here. He's been the catalyst for the revival, the mini revival they've been on, but he won't like this.
No, that might be his first mistake in his Salford shirt. Pressure coming up from Widnes. They get up quick, and that's the reason he ends up bobbling the ball, Jackson Hastings.
Well, what a disappointing start to a
40-10, really, wasn't it, when he actually got the ball to?
It was.
When you think about Widnes last week, they had a terrible patch where they conceded 3 tries in a 10-minute block. We've just seen 1 Salford try. You got the sense there was a second one coming there. Here's a wide pass now. It's found Whitley. He's unmarked, isn't he? Out wide, they managed to get out to their own 20.
He's such a good player, Matt Whitley. He's a second rower by trade. He's having to play in the centre, play a defensive role. He's still got a little bit when he's got the ball in his hand. They've got a centre on the wing, a second row in the centre, and they've had to adjust. That's a good line speed again from Salford Red Devils.
Well, the pass out wide to Matt Whitley was from Chris Nannini. We nearly lost it first of all, and then he got it back, and then he was lucky to get away with what he did. That's Alex Gerrard, by the way, playing the ball, and here is McGrath Luluwai. It's Francis Cummins' first 2 changes that we've just seen.
One of the returning players, Alex Gerrard. He'll be given the job of getting the team some go forward.
That's not back, it's play on, and Josh Wood has it for the Red Devils. No one alert enough behind the play there for Widnes to pounce on that. Lannon again for Salford. Great offload. Now then, this is what Jackson Hastings can do. He takes on the line. Unfortunately for Widnes, Harrison Hansen was there with Chris Dean, and Hansen again working hard, bringing Welland down with Dean again. Putting a big shift in defence, those two for Widnes. Lee Mossop. Graflulawai and Dean and Hansen once more. Well, those last two named have been involved in the last 3 tackles. Hastings to Junior Sow, put him through the gap beautifully. Salford take the lead. Second try for Junior Sow, and Salford have a 10-6 advantage. Jackson Hastings, the creator, Junior Sow, the finisher. And Junior Sow, 2 tries against Hull KR in July, nothing since. 2 tries here today rather.
Well, they mixed the play up really well in that set of 6. Short passes, an offload got them on the front foot and gave them some momentum. But whilst everybody's attracted to the play outside, the body's in motion outside, Jackson Hastings, he looks behind, he passes the ball into the space, floats it into the pathway of Junior Sow, who's done that consistently throughout his career. As you say, Eddie, second try of the day, he will do that over and over and over again. Tough, uncompromising lines. Sometimes he'll get a benefit, sometimes he'll get a whack, but he'll do it every single time with the same commitment.
Well, 1 or 2 glum faces now in Widnes jerseys off the field, though the beer might help.
Well, one thing that's helped the Salford side is that for large parts this season they've only really had one passing threat, one playmaker, Robert Louis, who stood predominantly on the right-hand side of the field. Now with Jackson Hastings and that ability to time a pass, wait until the man you give the last option, delay the pass as long as possible, and by holding it for that length of time he knew that So was in the gap, and they put the second try on. Slightly easier kick.
Slightly, about 4 or 5 metres further infield. Interesting that Chamberlain's got the job here, because Jackson Hastings kicked 4 against Hull KR last week. But you can't fault Chamberlain for his first effort, and will he make this 12-6? He knows the route, it's exactly the same almost. Yeah, it does it well. Does it well. I'd love to play a golf shot like that with a draw.
Bends it round well, doesn't it? 4 from 4 as well, Jackson Hastings last week.
Maybe I need a leather wedge, Phil.
He wants all the tries scored in this position and wanted. Lovely delayed pass there, and with this, well, they've had a terrible period here now for about 10 minutes where they preceded it by dropping the ball 3 times in their own half of the field. They need to get back now to do what they do better.
12-6 then, Salford Red Devils. They've rediscovered their mojo at exactly the right time of the year. They had only beaten Widnes in 11 previous league and cup matches, but they triumphed against Leeds on July the 27th, 38-22.
Well, they went for the short kick-off Widnes. There was a contest in the air, and the referee, Ben Thaler, thinks he sees a Widnes hand as all the players go up. And certainly 2 Widnes players and Ed Chamberlain.
Matt Whitley's left hand, the number 12,
came back off him. Came off his
and went towards the Salford try line,
didn't it, and went forward. So more pressure coming Widnes' way from the Salford Red Devils. This is Chris Wellham. He's missed the last 5 matches as Chris Wellham, been out for over a month.
And here's Lussack, the alternate hooker there to Josh Wood.
Yeah, home debut for him. They've recruited well, have Salford, with the help of their fan base here, to try and preserve their Super League status. This is Josh Jones.
Such a strong player, keeps his feet well. As we say, looks for that late offload. Didn't do on that occasion though.
Lee Mossop came back on the inside at the instructions of the 22-year-old scrum half Hastings. There's Joey Lussack again at dummy half. Finds Robert Louis. That's a nice little kick. It's a measured kick. Well claimed. Ollie Ashall bot.
Got a lot of potential, that young lad, hasn't he? He gets up without a care in the world. Confident, gets up, executes that perfectly. And they need players like him, and they need a spark, Widnes.
Ollie Asholbot, a little bit like Jack Walker at the Leeds Rhinos. Good young full-backs.
He is. I mean, he's got the ability to beat players, and that's a rare quality. There's some quick ones, some strong ones, but that natural evasion that he has when he runs the ball back makes him a dangerous player.
Widnes not up to the halfway line on tackle number 5 and running this with Whitley now, and then he puts Book to ball. Here they come again, here with Evols. Evols is taking him on. Evols is taking him on. Patrick Arvan stood his ground, pulled him down.
Confident player from Salford. It was a nothing kick that was gobbled up, and they're straight on the attack, the Red Devils.
Alford's here. Back to Hastings, who gave him the original pass, and Hastings will simply take the tackle.
Widnes have done well to recover.
Yeah, they're all back now. Lussick. Flanagan to Louis. Louis then drops the ball off once more to Ryan Lannon. They're 9 metres away, Salford. Plenty of tackles left this set. And here is Lee Mossop. Tried to run over the top of Heremiah. He did well. Asholbot saying, wasn't that a knock-on, sir? And Ben Thaler says no. Well picked up by Louis round the ankles.
Had to be good then, Robert Louis. Knows the significance and importance. He'll get his hands on the last one.
As here he is. Dabs the kick in. Swept up by Christine for Widnes, but he doesn't make too much progress. Most important thing is he hangs on to the ball.
Widnes have been under stress and in stressful positions for close to 10 minutes now. As we're looking on our left, Widnes seem to be consistently coming away from their own line. They're not ending the sets well. Not the best decision to run it the last time they had the opportunity to put a pressure-building kick in.
Well, winning is a habit. Losing is a nasty habit, and it's very difficult to break. That was Lloyd White. And we're pleased to see him back on the field for the Widnes Vikings, the Welsh international. He's missed the last 11. His last appearance was in the Challenge Cup against Leeds in May. And making a bit of a meal of this. Asholbot with nothing else in the locker other than a high kick, which Wellham pounces on and pouches midway inside his own half of the field.
Another poor end. I suspect that Francis Cummins will be saying, look, let's get to the end of the set, let's put a kick in and stop panicking.
But the pass was a poor one, wasn't it, to Finn? It went behind him, he couldn't kick the ball. Bot kicked one as a result of it, and all the way they're in their own half again defending.
Greg Burke just on the field, and the former Widnes man came to the attention of everybody at Wigan, you may remember, but ex-Widnes, and here's Louis. Have no answer to stopping Robert Louis at the moment, the Vikings. Lussick is waiting and will go down the right-hand side because Louis is there. It's a nice dab over the top. Runciman claims it. Gets past Evols. Ooh. Might have been a nasty injury coming in then. Chamberlain got to him and he buckled his knees underneath him.
Fell awkward, didn't he? Caught that ball 3-4 metres away from his own line.
Well, that's a great point that you make, Barry. The Widnes side have had the ball a dozen times. The vast majority, they've started with it within 5 metres or so from their own try line. The Salford team have really turned the ball over territorially in a magnificent way.
Remember, Widnes led early in the piece. They were 6-0 up after just 2 minutes. Charlie Runciman, but since then, Salford have got to the pace of the game. And they're bossing it at the moment, but here is a chance as Asholbot makes a break. Good run from him. He's got a couple of men out wide. He has some support with him in the shape of Lloyd White, and Lloyd White has seen a gap. He nearly got it away to Chris Houston. Good tackle by Ed Chamberlain. Could be a penalty, and it is.
Ollie Asholbot, for me, is the most likely player in a Widnes shirt to make a break, try something that will come off. He finds himself over on the left side. He's trying to find somebody to pass to. Lloyd White isn't in a position to receive that ball until he can get the offload away. Lloyd White, since he's come on, he's tried to pick up the spirits of these Widnes players.
It's taken almost half an hour for Widnes to get close to this line here now and have 6 players at it.
And it's a first penalty as well for Widnes. Chamberlain, he actually got a bit of a boot in his rib cage as he tried to roll away from that illegal challenge.
Well, the Vikings have had a chance to catch the breath here now. Joe Mellor, Liam Finn have had a chance to talk to one another and see what in this set of 6 players here they can do to unlock Salford's defence.
Lloyd White, he just put the foot on the...
Stumbled, didn't he?
Stumbled into it, and then he immediately apologised. Anyway, look, here is Widnes. They are in possession with Tom Alberson now. And they are very close. This is their first chance for a while. Lloyd White picks it up from dummy half. Can he get the ball away? No, he can't. He's smothered by sheer weight of numbers. Ben Nakambawa is out there now as well for Salford. Mellor fires the pass to Liam Finn. Finn to Ashall Bott. Here is Whitley. He cuts inside. He's just held up
just short.
a couple of metres short by Wellham. Ashall Bott again going for it himself. And here comes the last tackle for Widnes this set. Whitley, loose pass, loose pass, finds Houston. They've gone from the goal line to the 30-metre line, and they turn the ball over 15 metres away from the Salford post.
Another disastrous end to the set. You saw the centre stroke second row, Matt Whitley in at dummy half. The pass was too far. He ends up putting too much beef behind it. Liam Finn gets nowhere near it. Look at the metres they've lost.
I think one of the challenges now for Widnes is not to get frustrated by the way they've played, but to get fascinated and obviously try and improve what they're doing in the last 10 before they get to half-time, because they have been outplayed, but they're still clearly in this contest. There's 6 points gap, and Salford, you know, they're going to give them an opportunity at some point.
Coming up to the half-hour mark. Last tackle here for Salford on halfway. And that's a little bit of game management from Jackson Hastings. He never stops yapping all the way through the match.
No, he's typical
22, he's really confident, isn't he?
He's a typical scrum half, isn't he?
A typical scrum half from Australia. Is that what
shouting at everybody around him, and what he does is he makes a decision. My side are struggling a little bit. Your side are just starting to get the upper hand. So we'll get the ball over the sideline, slow the game down. Got bags of experience in the NRL. 47 times he played for Manly and Sydney Roosters.
Stay on side, boys. I'll tell you when, Joe. Let's bang, please. Now heading, please.
So Widnes have the head and feet at this scrum, and the last thing they want to do is surrender possession early in the tackle count. Chris Naninu makes good ground, takes 3 defenders with him. Lloyd White down the left-hand side. Liam Finn, Ashall Bott again. Only 20 years of age, Ollie, and try last week against London, an impressive display from him at fullback. Here's Runciman, the Widnes try scorer today. Right on halfway he played that ball. This is Liam Finn. Finn then to Joe Mellor. Mellor not able to make any progress. Finn again. McGrath Luluai. Dad, the famous James from his whole days, and of course brother of Thomas from Wigan. Nice take by the Salford fullback.
That's better from Widnes. 31 minutes. As we said, he scored on the first set of 6, did Widnes, and it's been
You're saying they peaked too early.
Close to being awful in the 20-odd minutes in between.
So they did peak too early.
Yeah. There might be another peak.
There might be another peak coming.
A long way to go.
It's a game of peaks and troughs, this.
28 minutes. I think Widnes were in a trough.
It's a competition, Eddie, of peaks and troughs.
There's a trough for Salford. That ball slipped out. I think it was it Alfort's? And Lloyd White at dummy half finds Houston. Well, he tried to offload it and he gave it straight to Joe Mellor. That was a gift. This is a chance for Widnes then, as Alberson takes it forward again for them. 15 metres away, down he goes, hopping his way a few metres forward on one leg under pressure from Greg Burr. Lloyd White will offer a bit more direction on the field. Gerrard down the middle. Oh, he's lost it now. The referee...
They were very lucky there.
First of all, he said play on. And now the referee, I think he's had a call from the touch judge. And he says that was a knock on his head and feet to Salford.
Well, Alex Gerrard is pleading his case with the referee, Ben Thaler. He's saying that that ball was stripped. Ryan Lannon in the vicinity.
Might have gone one or two ways that anyway.
But it's a weak case. It's a weak case. Alex Gerrard, having had no field position Widnes, needed to do his job right, find his run front and give the platform to his hooker, Lloyd White.
And you saw Lloyd White slam the ball into the floor. That's the point I make. You've got to try and avoid becoming frustrated. I know it's another opportunity gone. I understand the tension around the match, but you have to try and keep your heads. That's the biggest challenge of the qualifiers, and it's peaks and troughs for a 7-game competition.
It is. And both of these clubs have been over the tracks before. Widnes won 3 of 4 away from home last year. They only lost at Hull Kingston Rovers 12 points to 6. They have some difficult assignments coming up on the road. This is the first of them. They've got to go to Toulouse, they've got to go to Toronto, so they'll be earning the air miles if nothing else.
Good tackle by White on Burke. He's held his feet though, kept himself up.
And now to Robert Louis, turns the ball back inside. And Nakambiwa gets to his feet.
The communication from Lusick is good as well. He points at a player that they're specifically targeting, running towards, and Kopchak does as he's told.
Louis here under pressure, gets the kick away. It's a bit long. Oh, Runciman took it away from Ollie Ashelbot. I was just wondering then when I saw that it was on the goal line for Widnes. Why didn't they let that one bounce? And it would probably have gone over the line and been a 7-tackle restart. Meanwhile, there's a player hurt here.
Well, you can't afford to let anything bounce.
It's Chris Wellham, as you can see.
He was involved in that kick chase.
For this, that was almost disastrous for Widnes.
Well, the young fullback felt he still had it. Chris Wellham rolls away from that tackle.
Does it hurt his neck, do you think, in the tackle?
Shoulder, neck.
There.
A stinger, maybe, as they say, when your arm goes numb. But there we go. He gets in, gets his shoulder. There's nothing wrong with the collision. Gets his head in the right place.
Last tries, there were 2 of them against Widnes here in the 26-12 win in June for Chris Wellham. Checking him out carefully, just in case. I think he's okay, gets the nod from the physio. Thumbs up to Ian Watson. Swapping views with his assistant in the stand. Is Willie watching up on high?
Willie's up high. He's got that aerial view and he can see the bigger picture. And Ian Watson obviously wants to be close to the action. Wonderful offload there.
Alberson it was. This is Lloyd White again.
Tom Alberson never lets anybody down when he plays for the Vikings.
Gerrard finds Finn, who finds Houston. Oh, Houston's lost it again. Well, he won't want me to mention this too often, but I think that's about the 4th or 5th.
Well, they've been obsessed, haven't they, with going to left. I don't know whether that's to run at Chris Wellham or Robert Louis, but you wonder whether Chris Dean on the right-hand side and Chris Ninu might fancy a chance of running and attacking rather than just defending in this match.
Just drops it cold again, Chris Houston, and you can see the frustration.
He's going through the horrors at the minute. A lot of experience on those shoulders. And the point that Phil makes is a good one. Sometimes within a game, taking a deep breath and mentally rolling those memories up into a ball, screwing that piece of paper up and throwing it away is a really difficult job.
So Salford in possession and in Widnes half of the field again. Jones is the man who's gone down, and he'll play the ball here to Lusick, who'll find Greg Burke. Alberson was in his face pretty quickly with Dean, with Mellor. 21 metres away from the line. Hastings again, back it comes to Louis, no look pass. Robert Louis, surrounded by black and white hoop jerseys, Gerrard and McGrath Luai. Lusick again, Hastings, Burke, taking on Alberson once more. Inside the 10 though now, 2 tackles remaining. It's Lusick to Hastings. He comes back on the inside and he gets to within half a metre. It's good defence on their own line by Widnes this time, holding him up. Good work by the fullback Ashelbot. But this is Mossop And there's, I beg your pardon, it's a Kopchak.
Well, you can't question Widnes' commitment there to prevent points being scored. Just look at the number of players who throw the bodies underneath the line here. 5 men there hold him up. Less than 5 to go to half-time. It was a massive defensive effort there to hold them out.
Great defence on 2 occasions there. And by the looks of things, Inu has received a bang on top of the head. But that was almost a big blow for Salford.
It's the hooker here. He's over the top of the player. Whenever you see a player reversing backwards, his head in an awkward position, you see the defender almost has the head of the player he's trying to tackle in his stomach, around that kind of area. But you have to say Salford are mixing the points of a tackle really well.
We've seen players sin bin for challenges like that many times this season. But Ben Taylor obviously thinking there's... Or is he? No, he's on his way to the sin bin here, I think. No, he's not. He is in the sin bin.
He is.
I thought he went to the back pocket.
Dangerous contact.
I thought he went to the pocket, then he put the card away.
I do have a degree of sympathy when players reverse. I think we've said this quite a few times. When players reverse, they put themselves in an awkward position. The defender, well, when you look at it from that angle, he does have his arm around the throat, around the neck area. So maybe he got his just desserts there, Joey Lussey.
So Salford have to play out the remaining 4 minutes of the first half with 12 men and the opening 6 of the second.
Well, could this be the opportunity, the little sneaky crack in the door that Widnes need?
He'll be hoping so, as Lloyd White gets the ball away to Gerard. Kopchak, who was held up on the line just a few minutes ago, first to get to him. This is Liam Finn. Like it comes to Ashall Bott. Whitley nearly got over the top of Wellham. Robert Louis was there. Widnes were looking for a penalty that didn't come. Runciman.
And nobody pushing up with Runciman either. Everybody hanging back, expecting everything to happen on this play here.
But it's in the arms of Finn. Finn gets it away to Mellor, and Mellor then finds the fullback again. That's a good challenge by Jackson Hastings.
He spotted that really well. And as we've said a number of times, he's the most threatening Widnes player with the ball, Ashall Bott. He gets embroiled in the play of the ball, can't get out of the way.
Well, Widnes played for that.
Well, they started.
He's got to get out of the way, but they played for this here, Widnes.
They may have done here, Eddie, but they've had to do what they've got to do here now to get themselves back level at half-time.
Arvan's leg was in the way. He couldn't roll out of the way, couldn't get out of the play, out of the ruck. Touched him, and Arvan looked at the referee, and the referee said, yes, I'll give you that.
And he has done here now. Just over 2 to go to half-time, playing against just 12 defenders and given a chance. Oh, they've kept it alive. Here's White.
White gets it. Nearly. And Daryl Alfords, well, if he'd have picked that up, we were thinking about an Arvan try at one end. That might have been a try at the other for Daryl Alfords.
Well, we needed a boost of excitement, and we almost got it there with Alfords taking that ball. But again, it gives us now 6 more players for Widnes. Lloyd White's thrown a pass. You have to take some risks in this game.
It was an accidental offload almost, wasn't it, from Widnes? But that, for me, that seems to be the key. But to offload the ball, have all the players on the same script and react to those opportunities when they arise. They have to do that without the anxiety that they're playing the game with.
Takes that in, and he's home. He's home the other end.
Well, Ashall Bott can run a bit, Eddie. And back him with a man's obviously handicap running with the ball. It slows you down with one arm to sprint.
He'd have to do a quick reverse and turn, though, would Ashall Bott.
Would have been a great race to the line.
What's that? No. Oh, he's ruled a forward pass, the referee, Ben Taylor. He didn't rule a knock on. He ruled a forward pass at the scrum.
And Salford got the ball in the end anyway, Eddie.
So Widnes don't get the chance. Wow. Here's Robert Louis at dummy half. Flanagan gritting his teeth.
Wait here, boys. Oh, wait here. Joe.
No, it wasn't. It was Ryan Lannon gritting his teeth. That's Josh Jones. Last tackle here for Salford. Widnes might get the ball back. They might get it back for about half a minute, no more. Hastings is certainly running the show for Salford.
Great work from Hastings. His side under pressure near their own line. They get the ball back. and profit from a forward pass from Lloyd White. They keep a basic, simple set to get them some territory, get them upfield, and then he just puts the ball over the sideline again and reset and default.
So 40 seconds of this first 40 minutes left. Ian Watson's men trailing 6-0 have got themselves back into the match and then got their noses in front. They lead 12-6. But do Widnes have something in the locker here? Inu? Well, he was with Catalan in these qualifiers last year, but he actually missed the £1 million game that they won at Lee to preserve their Super League status. If Inu and Widnes lose here, the best they can hope for, I think, is a place in the £1 million game. Here's Ashol Bott again, clawed to the ground by Wellham, who's been good in defence, and he's hurt the young man.
He ended up bent over, awkward again. Chris Wellham.
This doesn't look good, does it? This does not look good.
A real worry for Widnes players as well as Ashol Bott.
Oh, his right ankle and knee put into a position they don't want to be in.
Yeah. It's just a swinging, lunging tackle. The studs stay in the surface, the body bends over, and something has to give.
Maybe it's Ashol Bott's knee that has given. It's what has the physios most concerned.
I can't imagine that he can get up and play on from that. And you saw a replay of the position that his knee was put into, the instant pain he was in. We're going to need to find another player. This is how he started the game, didn't he? When he took and went in between two plays, he's got the ability to bounce, keeps the ball alive, isn't restricted. I don't think there's any fear yet in his game, is there? He'll pass and offload whenever, beats defenders, looking for the support. He was the most exciting player that Widnes had so far in the game. I hope we can see him in the second half, but I wouldn't be very confident.
Well, not looking at that picture, no.
No, he's not happy as well. Suspect he wants to walk off, but he's finding it difficult because of the pain, and the fans appreciate the youngster and the effort he's put in. It has been one of the bright sparks of 2018. Some of those young players, including Ollie Ashol Bott, players with a very bright future. The head of youth development, Phil Finnett, put many, many years of hard work into the system and the setup.
Well, that incident is on report. Maybe Ben Thaler is unhappy with the way that Ashol Bott was brought to ground by Chris Wellham. There were maybe legs around Ashol Bott's legs there. But
I don't think there's too much wrong with that.
Nothing much in it. I think because it appears to be such a serious injury, Ben Thaler's just covering himself. He looks resigned to the fact that he's not making a comeback, doesn't he?
I'll just try and work out how Widnes are going to restructure and reshuffle that team.
Now you fixed, Barry, you brought your boots.
Oh, never a fullback, me.
You could be today.
Terry O'Connor's lost a lot of weight in recent times.
So he says. High kick here from Widnes to end this first half. Well claimed by Niall Evalds. There's the half-time siren. Well, Ian Watson's men didn't have the best start. They trail 6-0 after just 2 minutes. Runciman's try, Inu's goal, but then Francis Cummins' men, as they did last week against London, went slightly off the boil, and Salford got back into it with 2 tries in 5 minutes. Junior Sow with them both. Chamberlain added the extras, 12-6. We've seen Ashol Bott go off with what looks like a serious injury for Widnes. The options for changing the team in the second half might be affected by that, but of more importance to them at the moment, they trail by 6 points, and that trapdoor of the qualifiers is creaking underneath them.
I worked just shy of 40 years, but my pension still wasn't going to be enough for us. So when he called out of the blue, offering a free pension review, I was all ears. He spoke professionally about investments. He seemed a really decent guy. Just shy of 40 years pension. He took all of it.
Right now at Homebase, there's unmissable deals for your home and garden. Get in quick for 20% off garden and DIY power tool brands like Ryobi, Azito, Karcher, Bosch and more. And hurry in for 3 for 2 on all paint and wood care. Offer ends soon, so don't miss out. Homebase, always your home, always low prices.
Enigmatic creatures.
If we all got a smart meter, we could save enough energy to power every home in Aberdeen, Cardiff and Manchester for a year. Save your energy for powering Britain. Contact your energy supplier about getting your free smart meter. From the Campaign for a Smarter Britain.
New BT Plus, our best connection in and out the home. BT, be there.
Formula One is back, and the drivers face off in Belgium. Live on Sky Sports F1.
Patrick Melrose.
Imagine television if you had impaired vision. We do.
Patrick wobbles off round a corner, only to fall flat on his face. He lurches forward, limbs flailing like a puppet with loose strings.
Mr. Melrose. All good?
Here at Sky, we're passionate about creating audio description to give the richest experience to all our customers. To find out more, call 0303 123 9999, #AD support, or go to audiodescription.org.uk. Sky. Believe in better.
That was an absolute wicked kick, that.
Games 2 and 3 of our triple header today on Sky Sports. Next to the Catalan Dragons in action at home against the Wigan Warriors. Wigan have won the last 8 contests between both of these sides. Can they make the Dragons focus on Wembley and claim 2 points from the Betfred Super 8? 5:15, Sky Sports Arena, same channel, 7:30. The first time we will bring you a home game of the Toronto Wolfpack. Hull Kingston Rovers roll into town. Game 2 of the Super 8 qualifiers. Rovers with a loss in round 1 will be desperate to get their campaign off to a start. Another side desperate for a victory are the Widnes Vikings, defeated in round 1 to the London Broncos. They play Salford 12-6 at half-time to the home side. You would say the Widnes Vikings, despite playing, I suppose, substandard, they are only 6 points behind at half-time. And John Wells, they got off to a good start. 2 minutes into the game, Charlie Runciman crosses the line.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get into the groove, did it? Nice ball from Liam Finn. We spoke about him at the start of the game and what his direction may bring for the Widnes Vikings. Chamberlain drops it. Houston out to Charlie Runciman. Hard to believe that's his first of the season in Super League. But Salford didn't take long, did they, to get on the score sheet. And this was the first of 2 from Junior Sow in a 5-minute period. Really targeting this Widnes right edge, the combination of Mellor, Inu and Arvan, and Junior Sow made it 12 points to 6 with his second there. One of the bright sparks for Widnes, the young fullback Ollie Ashall-Bolt, who unfortunately we've just seen leave the field with what looks like a fairly serious medial knee ligament injury. And we're just saying before we came on air, we're trying to look at the permutations of how on earth Widnes are going to accommodate the loss of that fullback, the only recognised fullback on the field.
We'll touch on that shortly. Joey Lussick sent to the sin bin for this crusher tackle deemed to be on Christian Inu. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, got to get those out of the game. I understand the idea that the guys in commentary were saying about backing into the tackle, but there's a duty of care there from a defender, and yeah, really not a nice place to be on the back of that. Neither is that, having the opportunity with an open field in front of you from Alfords to put that down. That he's really got to do better than that. All right, quick look at the match stats. It shows the possession in favour of Salford, 53-47. Higher completion rate for the home side as well, 82 to 62% for Widnes, who have had 8 handling errors to Salford's 4. Well, that will be an area no doubt that Francis Cummins will want them to fix up. I'm thinking though, John, at half-time in the stadium here that maybe of the two coaches he is the happier one. They've lost the last 17. They can't have much confidence in the camp. They're only 6 points behind in a game that they need to win. Yeah, they are, and I think that largely down to the stats you've just seen there. A 62% completion rate and 8 handling errors, but it's where they were on the field. Large proportion of them were early in the tackle count and in their own half of the field. That really has a double down effect and the damage it's going to do for you. I will say this though, for Widnes, having given everything that we spoke about before the game, this team has now got, if it wants to, 40 minutes to preserve not only its Super League survival, but maybe even the reputation and the survival of the club itself. It's that big. This 40 minutes is that big for them. Yeah, we had said that you lose your 2 opening qualifiers game, and history has shown that you will not make it back into Super League. It could be the £1 million game at best for the Widnes Vikings. Salford, we spoke about Jackson Hastings before the game. He's had an influence in that first half, and you were right to point out that left edge that Robert Louis was targeting Christian Inu, getting some results from that. Because of Jackson Hastings' performance, we're probably seeing the best of Robert Louis. Yeah, I think so. It's taken a bit of pressure off Robert Louis. He's been the go-to man for an awful lot, for an awful big part of this season. Jackson Hastings, I think, with his game management as well, you looked at him finding touch later in the half. This was what he was all about at the start of the half. All energy, all action. This is the game management side of the Salford Red Devils that I think has been lacking in parts, and you can tell he's a natural footballer and a natural competitor. Okay, you've had a higher completion rate, you've had more of possession. Can you please tell me why there's only 6 points between the two sides? Why Salford aren't more further in front? I think there's tough one to answer that one, other than I don't think Salford have been all that effective. The setup plays look good, the shape looks good. It's just what they do on their go-to play, third or fourth tackle. When that doesn't come off, what they do the next play is I'm struggling to find out what there is there. It should be a set for something else. Be willing to build a bit of pressure. Be willing to spend a bit of time in the opposition's half without scoring. Repeat sets, that sort of stuff. It's not very positive. They're going for one shot and that's it. We'll see if Ian Watson can get more out of his side, but they do lead at half-time for the Widnes Vikings. They may have 40 minutes to redeem themselves in what has been a very disappointing season. In round 2 of the qualifiers, they trail at half-time, 12-6. Salford Red Devils in pole position to get their second win of the qualifiers. Eddie and the boys standing by the other side of this break for the second half.
Big chase on him, Luke Gale with a drop goal! He has kicked it!
6. Alexa, how many stars are in the galaxy?
Many astronomers believe it contains at least 100 billion stars.
7. Alexa, tell everyone ready or not, here I come.
Announcing in all rooms.
Tell everyone ready or not, here I come. Now, where could they be?
So here's to another year of multi-cover.
Cars and homes on one policy. Seems obvious now.
No good for my family. Our home and cars have different renewal dates.
But that's not a problem. Oh. You tell us the dates now, and we'll add them on those dates.
So the sooner you tell us,
the sooner you save.
Great.
But if we're multi-cover, what have you come as?
Get your multi-cover savings at admiral.com.
Get your new iPhone 10 on Sky Mobile and shoot studio quality portraits with amazing detail on the all-screen Super Retina HD display. Perfect for watching all your favourite Sky shows. On the only network that rolls over all your unused data for you to keep for up to 3 years. Get your iPhone 10 with Sky Mobile for £41 a month with no upfront costs. Call today or search Sky Mobile.
So my favourite hotel in the Canary Islands is Hotel Paradise Seoul. But since I've discovered Trivago, I asked myself, why didn't I compare prices for this hotel before? It's so easy. Why not give it a go? Hotel Trivago.
Same Game Multi from Paddy Power lets you combine multiple bets from one match into one bet. So now everything's exciting. Like cards. It's a card! It's a card! Corners.
Yes!
Even nil-nils. Same Game Multis are so exciting, they'll most likely get banned. Just like making your private parts a little less private. Banned! Same Game Multis. Enjoy them while you can. Paddy Power. Enough of the nonsense.
Think of fresh about Ocean Spray. Our cranberries are harvested at the peak of goodness and are rich in vitamin C, supporting the normal function of your immune system. Refreshingly crisp cranberry classic or velvety smooth whole berry, because every bit of the berry tastes good. Think of fresh about Ocean Spray in the chiller now.
Sky Cinema presents a channel dedicated to an Academy Award-winning icon.
How you doing? Can I ask you a question? What do you see when you look at me?
I hear you're some kind of pilot.
You represent progress.
You're a good cop. The city needs you.
Whenever I hear the term New York's finest, you're who I think of.
You've taught this city how to trust the soul of a man rather than the look of it.
Now, I don't give you everything I got to give you. I give you your life.
Feast your eyes on our first ever Denzel Washington collection.
All in a day's work.
Sky Cinema Denzel Washington. Available live and on demand.
For their sake, let's pass on plastic. Sky Ocean Rescue.
Them perhaps weave a little bit of magic. This is a qualifying match for survival in Super League. Following us, we have one of the Super 8s, and it's the Challenge Cup finalists, the Catalan Dragons, warming up for Wembley next week against Warrington, against the Wigan Warriors. That's at 5:15 after we're done here with Salford and Widnes, and then at 7:30, Toronto. The home game for Toronto against Hull Kingston Rovers. Vital match for the Robins, this, at 7:30 on Sky Sports Arena again. We cross the globe on Sky Sports today. 12-6, Salford are ahead as we get ready to begin the second half of this, the second round of the qualifiers. And Francis Cummins alongside Mick Cassidy there, and Mick Cassidy, along with some other great names of Rugby League, part of the Rugby League Cares Red Ride from Old Trafford to Wembley next week. Names taking part include Robbie Hunter-Paul, Gareth Ellis, Nathan McAvoy, and our very own head of Rugby League, Neville Smith, and 25 others with connections to the game. The Red Ride leaves first thing on Monday morning from Old Trafford, arrives Friday afternoon at the Rugby League statue at Wembley. The money raised will go to the Benevolent Fund and other great causes in the game. Keith Senior will be driving the support vehicle. I hope he's got the oxygen ready for Neville. And over 300 miles they'll be cycling over fields and paths from Old Trafford to Wembley. Best of luck, boys, and best of luck here to whoever prevails in the second half, Salford and Widnes. Vital 40 minutes for the Widnes Vikings in particular. Salford have got 2 points to their name. Widnes don't lose this, really. If they lose, Barry, you fear for them.
You fear for them at the minute in terms of how they're going to reshuffle and restructure this team. I think that Joe Mellor might have to drop back to fullback. Aaron Jeremiah, he might have to take a more central role and take control in the parts of the game that they've been letting them down, but it's such a difficult job to try and pick this Widnes Vikings side up. Well, we're fascinated to hear what's been said at half-time.
If they need a little fillip, they will know, of course, that Salford, for the first 6 minutes of this second half, are down to 12 men because Lussick is still off the field and in the sin bin. So this is a chance for them, but from what we saw in the last 4 minutes of the first half, Salford quite capable at the moment of defending with the 12 men that they've got on the field.
I don't think it's down to one man, but I think that Jackson Hastings and what he's bringing to the side and the control he's bringing is certainly letting everybody else feel that little bit more comfortable. He's there on the ball at the minute. He's not afraid to take the line on, not afraid to take a tackle. And Aaron Jeremiah, who you see making that defensive effort, he probably needs to step up and do the same for Widnes.
So the kick down the middle will be picked up by Joe Mellor. And I think we've got the half-time news coming in from those dressing rooms. Barry says he's going to be fascinated to hear what was said, so let's hear what was said. Angela Powers is downstairs.
Thanks, Eddie. A similar story from both coaches, really. Ian Watson says this half is all about building pressure. They've had field position, but not really doing much with the ball with their kicks at the end of sets. That's an area he wants to see an improvement in, but overall going all right, he says. Francis Cummings knows this is a huge 40 minutes now for his team. They've got a one-man advantage for a few more minutes. They've got to make the most of that, but that means having more ball, and when they do have it, being able to complete their sets. Their last plays haven't been good enough, he says. Ashall got some news on him. He's still being assessed, but hopefully they think he might be able to return. They don't think it's a long-term injury.
Oh, that's good news for Ollie Ashall, Bot and Widnes. I must say it looked really, really serious when he limped his way off. Liam Finn, well, it's a crossfield kick, but straight into the arms of Niall Evolls. I don't think that anyone from the Widnes side was on the same script then.
Unless he's just trying to get to the other part of the field. There he is.
Ollie
tracksuit on.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he will come back, does it? Although they haven't given up hope.
They need him. He's been the biggest threat in a Widnes shirt in that opening 30-odd minutes before he left the field, but Joe Mellor, who's given the freedom of linking in on either side now, playing up fullback for the Vikings.
Well, he might be playing a fullback, he might be given that freedom to link in, but that is a vital attacking weapon that they are missing. He's way behind the play here, fully 30-40 metres back on the right-hand side. Runciman's dropped back as well, by the way. And the ball's coming towards Joe Mellor here from the boot of Hastings. Runciman, though, takes control.
Good take.
And then he loses the ball, or was it knocked out? I think that was knocked out, wasn't it? But no, the referee says Salford can play on. That looked, for all the world, like the ball had been knocked out of Runciman's grasp. When things don't go for you, things do not go for you in this game.
No, they don't. He must have ruled a loose carry. Robert Louis helping him on his way.
Knocked that out. 100% he attacked the ball there. Anyway, Salford won't be disputing it. Widnes might if Kopchak gets over the line here, and he gets very, very close, just as he did towards the back end of that first half. Robert Louis is the dummy half. He's going for it himself, is Louis. And they think behind the post, he's got it down, and Ben Thaler agrees. Robert Louis gets the try, a controversial try. The ball was clearly knocked out of Charlie Runciman's grasp by this man, and then he comes up 2 plays later and scores a try that could just put one big hefty nail in the Widnes coffin.
Well, Salford are making their own luck. Without a doubt, he's involved in that tackle. He puts pressure on the ball. He wasn't given the benefit of the doubt, Charlie Runciman, but Widnes' reaction, they should be on red alert. They should be expecting the unexpected, and that's a soft try to concede. As you can see, there are 3 Widnes defenders around Robert Louis, who only has a metre to go. Greg Burke is running. I'm discounting his run. I'm discounting what he brings to that player. There are enough defenders around that ball to make sure Robert Louis doesn't get it down for a simple try.
Well, Robert Louis' try and the conversion bang in front of the sticks. It's going to be 18-6 in a moment, and Joey Lussick is on his way back to bring Salford back to the full complement of players. The only thing I can think is that Ben Thaler thought that that was not a deliberate knockout.
I think he was unsighted, the referee. He looked at the sideline, didn't he? Well, he looked, but the touch judge is 35 metres away, and he again may not have had the best view.
70 metres away, and I saw it clear as day.
You got a clear angle, but hey. Last week, Robert Louis scored a try in the second half. It set his team on the road to victory. And you'd have to fancy the way the game's gone for 45 minutes, that he's done it for 2 weeks in a row. With this now, we need to find something very special from deep within here now.
Ed Chamberlain, once a Widnes player earlier this season. He's kicked 3 successful conversions. If he gets this, there it is, 18-6. The 12 men of Salford are back to the full complement any second now, and they're 12 points to the good. Oh, I'm sorry, that is a deliberate knockout. I wouldn't be a referee for all the tea in China,
no.
But
I don't disagree, Eddie, but there again, how many times do we say it? Take the referee out of the equation. Widnes have to handle that disappointment better. And when players and teams concede tries, those are the worst ones from a metre out.
The hand was up like a slap, and he slapped the ball out of his hand. How much clearer can it be? As I say, the referee might well have been unsighted. Where are the touch judges? Anyway, Salford aren't complaining, are they? The 12 points to the good. They're 18-6 up. They've got 34 minutes, have Widnes, to rescue this.
And the lads were debating why Salford weren't further in front, considering the control they've had on this game at various times. And Ian Watson's message, when I said it was interesting, Ian Watson's message was just about building pressure. Don't look to score on every time, every occasion you get near the line. Hand the ball over on your terms. Focus on the process of this game, which is getting to your kick, carting it forward, running hard, as Nakambai does on that occasion.
And Robert Louis with a kick in between Mella and Arvan. Finds the ground. They have to come in off the wing. It allows the Salford chasers to close in, and there they are, led by Hastings. As I say, they're finding their form, the right end of the season. Salford, they didn't do too bad early on. They struggled, but they got 7 wins from 23 matches to finish 11th. They were 8 points ahead of Widnes. Here is Patrick Arvan. Was a coaching casualty as well at the Vikings, with Dennis Betts being shown the exit door and Francis Cummins taking over. He is still to taste success as a Widnes coach. This ball has found touch from the boot of Lloyd White. He's been a big absentee for them this year.
And they've got to hope now on the back of this kick here they can force a mistake from the Salford side, who didn't come up with very many in that first half. With better control of the ball, better control of where the game was played.
Ironically, the last win in Super League for Widnes, 24-16 against Salford, March the 22nd. And it was a come-from-behind victory as well. Salford led 10-6 at half-time, 16-12 going into the final 10 minutes. They need to put their minds into rewind and remember what happened that day. And, of course, if Salford win this, it will be 3 wins in a row for the first time this season for the Red Devils. So they're coming good at just the right time, where Super League survival is high on the agenda.
They are. We're all focused on the week after the Hull KR victory, but of course Leeds Rhinos were the victims before that. They had some momentum going into the Hull KR match. They've got some momentum going into this match.
Nice play from Lussick, just out of the sin bin then. Nearly fooled the Widnes defenders. Kopchak goes down, 5-6 metres inside the Widnes half. Lussick again. Hastings, high, tantalising kick. Mella underneath it. Oh, hello. Welcome to the full back roll, Joe. That was Ben Nakambai closing in.
Well, they were the kings of the kick chase last week at Hull KR, and they seemed determined in the second half to do that again. Hit the ball high, get up as quickly as you can, and trap their opponents low. 2 or 3 of the players have gone before the side have really even regrouped and got out to their own 20 metres on. But a penalty is exactly what Widnes needed.
They're lucky too, because this was a forward pass.
I agree, Eddie. There were cries from the Salford fans of forward pass when it was thrown. Patrick Arvan, Aaron Jeremiah picks up, has a look. Oh, wow, they got away with one there.
Lussick and that man, Nakambai, not standing square at the play of the ball. So a few extra metres gained without much effort for Widnes, but this is where they have to be good now. Lloyd White gets the ball away to Luluai. Here comes Olbison. Come down the left-hand side this time with Liam Finn. Finn gets the ball away to Houston. Inching closer. 10 minutes into the second half, but Widnes need inspiration from someone. Will it come from this man Finn? Will it come from Jeremiah? Dean running into a brick wall, though. Widnes, every time they have the ball in their hands, passing it across the line, and then the Salford defence snaps shut. Decent run from Dudson. Last one here for Widnes. They need something, even if it's only a repeat set. And Jeremiah gets it wide. Here's Krishnan Inu. He's lost the ball. Jones feeds Evans. Away he goes. He has some pace. He's away from the possible ankle tap. Oh, the pass was awful.
Well, there's an offside penalty, isn't it? If you think Widnes have knocked the ball and then the player stood in front of him. The boots come off that quick there, was it? Joe Mellor running across as quick as he could. Evels lost the boot. Taps, it was an ankle tap, but only the boot that counted. So close to a try for Widnes at one end. We thought they'd strike to the other, but Joe Mellor just does enough here. And then Lloyd White here, his hand hits the ball, and Christine is in front of him in an offside position. Therefore, we'll see a penalty. Look, I've never seen a tackle like that. He's hit the ankle and it's not the boot off.
Well, desperate times and desperate measures for Widnes. He got back and did what he had to do, Joe Mellor, but Krishnan Inu was over the line just before he fumbled it for the Vikings.
If Widnes come back to win, that's a game-changing moment. They've held them out here. I don't think the Vikings can afford to allow Salford to score any more points and stand a chance of winning this. The defence has to be good now for at least the next half hour.
It has to be good for at least the next 4 tackles, because here they are deep in Widnes territory, and it's Robert Louis. How about that? Welcome home from Krishnan Inu to Junior Sao. And he just picks himself up as though he was never touched, and with a big smile on his face. Junior Sao, he played the ball. Bang! Penalty to Salford again. They're 12 points to the good. They will take the 2 on offer here, surely.
Of course they will. Of course they will. Bone-shattering tackle from Inu, but it wasn't enough for the Vikings. That raised the blood level. Chipped the teeth of Junior Sao. It was that hard.
Look at him, though, Junior Sao. He takes the tackle and he grins.
He knows. He thinks, yeah, you've got me.
And here's the penalty. Goes on.
Yeah, he's at the wrong side of that contact. And Aaron Jeremiah, he can't get out of the way. Jackson Hastings, he knows what he's doing. What he'll do is he'll just hand it to Ed Chamberlain and say, get us another 2.
And it's going to be Ed Chamberlain. He's really putting the boot in to Widnes today.
He's done everything that's asked of him, Ed Chamberlain.
Look how close the Vikings were at that end.
It's Daryl Olfitz who just gets enough pressure on the ball-carrying arm. And you'd back Niall Avels 9 times out of 10. A player with tremendous pace. He just can't get the ball away to Daryl Olfitz. But just look at the Widnes players spread out across their try line. The Salford players only moments ago huddled together, just reassuring one another.
Chamberlain here then, to give Salford a 14-point advantage, which means Widnes have to score 3 times. And that's exactly what they have to do. They have to score 3 times in the closing 27 minutes or so. And dark days for Francis Cummins and Mick Cassidy.
The coaching team with their hands tied behind the back, really, with Ole Ashall-Bott not being available. The rotations affected. Players playing out of position all over the field for Francis Cummins. There's the young full-back. Ice on the knee.
I can't see.
No, there's no way he's coming back.
I don't know how Widnes told Angela that he might come back in the second half. Maybe that was hope more than anything else.
Yeah. And the body language of Ole Ashall-Bott, hood up, tells you he's not confident he's going to get back on.
Widnes restart then. They need an inspiration from somewhere. Louise underneath it. Here comes Mossop, met by Whitley and Houston and Runciman and Dudson. They're enthusiastic enough in defence when they have to be, but Salford just have a little bit too much nous. And Ed Chamberlain here. He started the last 5 since he came to the club from the Vikings in June. Burke, similar path. Hastings was quick hands. Here's Sao again.
And they can make those passes, Salford. Their anxiety levels are very low, so they make the passes, catch the balls with no fear of failure.
Oh, lost it there, though. They lose it there. Daryl Olfitz loses the ball. You see, Barry, that's what you call the commentator's curse.
Well, that's what you call a fumble. He goes into that tackle, and he should have a better grip on the ball. He should be more focused on the ball. I'm not talking about catching and passing under pressure. Talking about basics there.
Well, there is still a long time left in this game, but I think Widnes need to take some risks. There has to be some chances taken now. They have to offload the ball, promote it. I don't think they can just hope here with 25 minutes plus to go that they can grind their way back here now to get a 22-20 victory. They're going to have to really chance their arm.
They really are. They will take heart from the fact that this has all the hallmarks today of a cup tie. The Vikings, actually, their last win here came in a Challenge Cup tie in 2014. It was their third win in a row on this ground at that stage.
There's a knock on there as well, Eddie. The ball seemed to have come loose from Wella Haraki's grasp.
Well, it's come loose now, and that's another knock on by Widnes.
Well, there you go, Phil. They're trying to offload the ball in impossible positions.
Was it an attempted offload, or did he just lose it in the wrestle of the tackle?
No, I think he's tried to offload this, Bill Dudson. He thinks he can get her away. There we go.
He saw Lloyd White loitering with intent behind him, didn't he?
I do agree with you, Phil. They need to try something, but it takes a different kind of mindset to get that ball away, to be in a position to catch it.
Well, another little bit of hope, a ray of hope for Widnes fans. They have scored 20 or more points in 5 of their last 7 games, despite being on the wrong end of the ledger each time. Hope springs eternal, but I wonder what that knot of Widnes supporters on the far side of the field are thinking right now. Bumped into a few of them on the way up to the gantry, and they said, this is it, this is last chance saloon.
Well, other than the try from the kick, they've not ever looked like scoring ever. There's never been any passages of play or any areas of the field that you think, hey, they could continue and try. Then Christian Inu's gone close, tries with his strength, but they don't seem yet, do they, to have the attacking ability to break down Salford's defence.
Well, apart from the first 2 minutes when Widnes went ahead, Salford have been the dominant force. No question of that. They had the rub of the green with the try that was given after the blatant knockdown by Robert Louis, but you ride your luck in this game. And that's another good kick. This fellow is pulling all the strings, Jackson Hastings.
He's got the temperature gauge in his hand, and he decides at what pace this game is being played at. He knows exactly what he's doing. Threads the needle, gets it in between 2 players over the sideline, and his team can walk to the scrum calmly and collectively.
Well, I'm guessing to get out of trouble here and give themselves a chance, Widnes need to get some quick plays around the play the ball, run from dummy half and either catch some forwards or maybe pick up a penalty which could help them to get into their opponent's half. Because Salford's defence and control around the centre of the field is a penalty that helps.
Ooh, does it ever? By the way, I've just been given access to the greatest secret of the game. Ollie Ashelbot will not be back. Knee injury, nothing more, but he will not be back.
Yeah, a real shame for Widnes Vikings. They can't worry about that now. They get the benefit of a penalty, another 20 easy metres. I suppose the focus of this set of 6 will be to get to the end, put a kick in, and try and do what Salford have been focusing on all afternoon, build some pressure. Time is running out, though.
Time is running out. They have to score. They have to score quickly to have any hope at all of avoiding a second straight defeat at the start of the qualifiers. And as we said, pre-match, post-match, during the game, no team has ever survived in the qualifiers, having lost their first 2 games of the campaign. That's the desperate situation Widnes are in at the moment. But can they break through here with Lloyd White? No, they can't.
Well, they get to the last one, high kick and hope.
It's Liam Finn. It's a measured kick. He's looking for Whitley, he's looking for Houston. Well played, Wellham. Oh, hello, it's a knock on by Widnes. It's a turnover on the 10-metre line.
Yeah, they got high, they had to contest it. Chris Houston does his best. He actually catches the ball before it's knocked out of his grasp by Chris Wellham.
Toronto and Toulouse to come here after today for Salford. Trips to Halifax, London, and then a trip to Headingley to face Leeds. Headingley is their perennial bogey ground, though, for the Salford Red Devils. By the time they get there, they might have done enough to ensure their survival.
Well, another easy penalty given to Salford. Lamatasi runs hard, gets through, fights to play the ball quick, and the whistle is blown by Ben Thaler.
Another penalty to Salford takes them to halfway. They're just controlling the game, aren't they? They're controlling the speed, they're controlling the pace, they're controlling everything about the match so far. And Widnes, well, they're on the back foot.
We've seen though before, Eddie, things like interception tries can change a game. We saw it, didn't we? Widnes had control last week against the London side. Kieran Dixon came up with that length of the field interception. The game turned around. But Widnes have got to live in the hope and have the energy to take those opportunities should they be offered.
Lussick finds Hastings, and here's Louis, and here is Robert Louis. He gets the ball away, and Niall Evalds scores the try for Salford. And I think that is probably the game for the Red Devils, and time up for the Vikings, even with 20 more minutes to go. He must be wondering what on earth is going on. Francis Cummins, the coach, he can't buy a win. And Niall Evalds, second try in these qualifiers. Lussick and Hastings and Louis, they've got the ball on the string, and they created that try for Niall Evalds. And these are desperate moments for Widnes, but glorious moments for Salford.
Well, the penalty for Salford gave them the field position, and then they had the class, didn't they, to expose this. You see Niall Evalds as number 5 on his back, because when he started the season, the Salford side expected him to play on the wing. That was because at the time they had a fullback called Gareth O'Brien. Now, every team has to suffer setbacks. Salford lost their starting fullback. Gareth O'Brien went to Toronto. Evalds has taken that position and taken that pass to put his side here now at the top of the qualification table. This will be 2 wins from 2 on the back of Robert Louis' brilliance. On the inside pass, as shows to the outside, Widnes can't hold him, and Evalds brings it closer to the post. A certain 6 points and another 2 competition ones.
2 wins from 2, it looks like being for Salford. It's not over for them yet either, by the way. They have got those challenges I've already mentioned. But they go into the remaining fixtures in the qualifiers buoyant with the 2 early wins as they battle for survival. If you lose the first 2, though, you must think that, well, you're in a spot of bother. And Hull KR later on in Toronto, you see that match live on Sky Sports. They'll be thinking the same thing, and that is another vital game. The third of our triple headers coming up for you. Meanwhile here, Chamberlain keeps his head down, like all good goal kickers do. And he increases the lead. It's a 20-point ball game and less than 20 minutes to go.
Well, the ability of Salford to keep changing the points of attack, keep Jackson Hastings, Robert Louis, Niall Evalds, all those players who want the ball in their hands, moving from either side, popping up side by side, splitting, and one on the left, one on the right, makes it such a difficult job for Widnes to try and guess and anticipate where the ball and where the threat is coming from. But good backing up from Niall Evalds, a nice offload from Robert Louis.
Into the last quarter of this game. Coming up next, the Catalan Dragons, the Challenge Cup finalists, who will play Warrington at Wembley next Saturday. They take on the Wigan Warriors, second in the Super 8's table. They can hear Castleford breathing down their necks, feel Castleford breathing down their necks. And after that, to round up the triple header, Toronto Wolfpack against Hull Kingston Rovers. Toronto at home, live on Sky Sports for the first time 2018. All right here on Sky Sports Arena. Glorious day of rugby league for you. This is the 3rd game we've had, and 2 more to come. Over 10 hours of action. Can't get much better than that. But it's not been a happy hour so far for the Widnes Vikings and their supporters. They won't be enjoying the viewing.
You feel for them at the minute. They're in free fall. Salford making meters, marching their way downfield. And even with the efforts of Patrick Arvan trying to put kick pressure on, they still can't prevent a quality kick coming in from the replacement hooker, Joey Lussick.
Well, if Salford have their survival sorted out come the end of the year, they'll have to try and find the wherewithal somehow, I think, to keep hold of Hastings and Lussick, but that's going to be a tough ask.
Been so impressed with Jackson Hastings. He comes into this competition with that cloud over his career, but you can't doubt his quality. And from the moment he steps onto the training field, he influenced everybody in a positive way. Job not done with these qualifiers yet, but signs are good for the Red Devils.
As I say, they have got challenges to come. They faced Widnes here in June. Widnes, June the 14th it was, Widnes were 12-8 up at half-time. They went on to win 26-12. The Vikings have not won here in 4 years. And I think they won't be winning here for another 12 months, the way things are shaping up for them in these qualifiers.
No, but vitally important in my mind, Eddie, is how they play these next 15 or so minutes and what that does then for the rest of this competition for them. If they fall away and concede another 10, 15, 20 points, it will be a disaster for them. At the moment, they've been outplayed by a better team, but they still look together as a team. And they've got 5 more matches to play. They get a Wembley break next weekend, and they have to regroup. And as the famous Winston Churchill once said in a speech that I think lasted for 10 minutes to the Oxford Union, never give in. And that's the mindset that Widnes need to have. Everyone says, and we've said many times, that no team have lost 2 games and gone on then to find themselves in Super League next season. That doesn't mean that you can't do it, because nobody's done it before. That's the message that Widnes and their supporters need to believe in. They get 2 weeks after this game here to regroup and recover. And don't forget the Catalan Dragons last year, Eddie. They had some terrible defeats in this qualification phase. Managed to survive in that £1 million match, find themselves back at Wembley next Saturday. So anything is possible if they keep the belief.
Absolutely, you're right. Just looking at the body language on the field, though, from Widnes. Phil, it needs a Churchillian speech from you in the dressing room, I think, to lift them for the back end of this season.
It needs their actions on the field more than certainly speeches at this point in time, and they didn't quite have enough when they lost the fullback. That really took a lot away from them. I think they need faster players, don't they? I don't know who they've got in the squad, but I think they need speed if they want to progress in the next 5 games with enough wins to put themselves in that £1 million game.
We're concentrating on Widnes because, like Salford, they are one of the proudest, oldest names in the game of rugby league, and we have to give Salford Red Devils some credit today, because apart from the first 2 minutes when Runciman scored for them, they have been in complete and total control of this match.
Eddie, they will get some credit, but collectively they played really well. It's been probably focused around one player, Jackson Hastings, and what he brings.
And this fella, Lussick.
Yeah. You see Jackson Hastings at number 9 there.
Rocky hanging on. It's another penalty. It's in front of the post. It's 2 points begging if they want them.
Well, the young hooker wanted to tap and play on, but the players on the field are just taking a breath, just assessing the situation.
You can see why Wella Haraki did that, to try and slowly play the ball down, but oh, they haven't taken the 2 on offer. They're going for the throat. Flanagan down on tackle number 1, 3 metres shy of the line. I suppose 20 or 22 points doesn't really matter, but this might matter if Hastings gets over. That really does put Widnes almost out of sight. They're just about gone as it is. Oh, hello. Hastings has a problem with the leg. Plays it there to Lussick. Back it comes. Almost.
He almost rolled over, didn't he?
Almost. Hang on, has the referee seen the ball hit the line here? What's he seen, Ben Thaler? This is going to go upstairs, but they've got no try. Robert Hicks, video referee, wants to check Ben Thaler that they didn't actually get the ball down on the line. Well, he saw something that obviously raised a question mark.
Yeah, he rolled his way over Lee Mossop. He's got the ball on his thigh. He's under a bit of pressure from Joe Mellor.
The ball's grounded there, as it's clearly short to the line.
So there's a tug on it from Luluai.
It's grounded short of the line. Doesn't hit the bottom of the base of the goalpost at that point either, does it, instantly?
So just play on, play the ball.
Bigger problem for Salford is the injury to the scrum half, isn't it? Jackson Hastings was rolling around in agony. Physio's been on to him.
You didn't get over the line.
Seems to be okay.
So play the ball just millimetres away from the Widnes line.
We go, Rob, yeah? Okay.
Well, a metre then. There's Lussick. Back it comes to Hastings. He's still out there. Josh Jones will get to his feet. Joey Lussick again. Robert Louis. Inevitably, it's Jackson Hastings. Oh, and through the arms of Wellham, but backwards. Ed Chamberlain has picked it up in broken play.
Well, Ben Thaler wants another look.
Great tackle on the passer to do, won't it?
Yeah, and penalise it, yes. Leave it to me.
Well, the Widnes Vikings, they're desperate, they're trying hard, but unfortunately they're making it worse, aren't they? Gil Dudson can't resist going in on Robert Louis. Yeah, it's late.
Well, the ball had gone, so Louis had relaxed. So another penalty for Salford. We want a word with Gil Dudson here.
Right, we've got the ball's clearly gone, and we've got contact with a man. Right, also, mate, that's 3 penalties you've given away in a short period of time. All right, the former team in another short period of time. Also, let's get into him. Yeah. We sort it out, keep working, and think about what we're doing. Come on. Ready, please.
Ben Thaler taking them on the field.
Well, Salford want some more points, don't they? They know that points difference in this league table with just 7 games could be vital at the end of it. We'll rack up as many as they can. Ryan Lannon's caught a finger, I think, in the high. Oh, well, it's a high tackle.
Well, there's a 4th penalty on the run, I think, for Salford. Yes, it is.
It was a fairly laboured play as well.
And they're on the warning now, team warning. Next one, they'll be in the sin bin, somebody, so be careful. So the last thing they need to do is go down to 12 men Widnes in this situation.
Chris Houston slaps Ryan Lannon in the face. They're having a go at this right edge again.
Here's Ryan Lannon, he's escaped with the net. And he's held up over the line by the Widnes desperation of defence. Bring it back 10 metres. We'll start again, and Lussick is calling the shots at dummy half. He gives it to Louis. Where's Hastings? There he is. Hastings gets it away to Evalds.
They do enough, Widnes. But it's wave after wave after wave for Salford.
Alfords. And here is Jones. That's 4 tackles gone. We just need to be careful. Remember, they're on a team warning. Next penalty, if it comes quickly, it might be in trouble. Oh! It's a penalty here, I think, for Widnes, which will be manna from heaven.
Offside in front of the kicker, weren't they, is what the referee said, or the touch judges informed the referee. We get to see Robert Louis. He drifts across the field. He's trying to tease the defenders to drag them forward. And then you can see the man in the centre. Is that Jackson Hastings? Just come out with 31 on his back. Recovered from that knee injury, but just 1 step ahead of where he needed to be.
They set that up well, 6 and 7. They knew exactly what the other one was doing. Probably just held on to it too long, Robert Louis.
Liam Finn got the ball away. He got clattered just after it. This is Mellor now. Liam Finn a dummy half this time. And Jeremiah. Well, it just came off his
Another
thigh.
mistake. Aaron Jeremiah has a look at the short side.
Error-strewn for Widnes. Absolutely error-strewn.
They're nervous. They're unsure and unclear of what they're doing. And another basic mistake, and Francis Cummins, Mick Cassidy, got a big job to do in the week to get his side up for the next test, the next challenge.
Well, we've been looking for a man of the match here today, and there are the candidates: Junior Sow, Robert Louis, Niall Evalds and Jackson Hastings. You can pick any one of those 4.
Well,
and you have to vote if you can. Please help us out with this on the Our League app. Make your selections, and we'll announce the winner of the Betfred Man of the Match at the end of this game in about 10 minutes' time.
All 4 of those players
they should all
have had a fantastic game, but I think the other 3 will all point fingers at Jackson Hastings and say, we've played better because of what you've done.
I think Salford are playing better because of the fact that he is here.
Yeah.
Just trying to think, are there any more players in rugby league that you know of with two surnames? Jackson as a Christian name and Hastings as a surname.
It is a good question.
There we are. Now Ian Proctor normally comes up with the answers instantaneously on something like that. Lloyd White is one.
Yeah, I remember Rob Roberts back in the day.
Paulie.
Yeah. Jordan James. Played for both of these clubs, I think. Jordan James.
Kick back to the middle for Evels.
Evels is in open space. The bounce has beaten him. The bounce has beaten him.
He thought about going for it on the full. Just pulled back a little bit, expecting the ball to bounce back, and it let him down.
I mean, what you're saying before that is that there are thousands of names.
There is, but I can't think of them. Don't do that to me, Ed.
Well, come on, Widnes need a boost here. To finish the game with something, they need to score again. A second try, a try through running and passing, supporting the ball carrier.
It started so brightly for them, didn't it?
Well, it was a lucky kick, really, wasn't it? It was
again by the... What is the error count today?
I think they've 14 times now they've made a mistake. They've had the ball 32 times on 14 occasions. I think they've lost the ball, dropped it, passed it forwards.
And they've also, by the looks of things, there missed 20 tackles. But there we are. Happy Widnes fans, not. Such a shame, because Magic Weekend in Newcastle, they've led the way.
Here's that kick back to the middle. You see a lot of teams do this. They pass the ball to one side to drag the defenders and the fullback over to the sideline and then kick it back to the centre of the field. Salford did it really well last week. Jackson Hastings kicking off his right foot while stood on the left of the field.
And here he is again. Hands in everything that's been good about Salford today.
Come on, Adam.
Not used to working in the afternoon on a Saturday.
Yeah, you put a day shift in, Eddie.
Overtime, Barry.
Yeah. The Widnes will have to work overtime.
Widnes have got to work tirelessly over the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks, if they are to have any hope of preserving their Super League status. That was hard won. Oh, great ball to Lussick.
Brilliant.
Fantastic try for Mark Flanagan, and that really is it. Wonderful play. The Salford fans will be saying, well, where have Jackson Hastings and Joey Lussick been all season? They've finally got them over at the right end of the season. And really, the Widnes error has summed up their afternoon.
Well, Widnes have handed this ball, handed this possession again. A loose pass. Gil Dudson can't get down and control the ball, but a well-worked try, really tight behind the back of the play of the ball. Lussick involved, Jackson Hastings involved, but Mark Flanagan, who does a lot of the donkey work, a lot of the hard work, defensively works overtime, puts his body on the line consistently, week in, week out, gets a well-deserved try.
Slip of the tongue, Barry. Lussick. Widnes Lussick.
Yes.
And there aren't many of them here, the Widnes fans, but quite a few of them, once that try was scored, stood up and made for the exits.
Yeah. It's very easy when we watch games and we look at players and you think, why aren't you making the effort? Why aren't you getting involved? It's difficult to slow your mind down. The mind will be in front, thinking of this week, this next coming game, the ramifications of the losses. You have to put that to one side and focus on the next tackle, the next carry, the next pass and carry.
So Ed Chamberlain hasn't missed with a conversion today and still hasn't. 32-6 at 6-0 up with 2 minutes gone. You'd think Widnes would kick on, but Salford, with these three pulling the strings, Louis, Hastings, Darcy, Lussick, not Darcy, Lussick, Joey Lussick, you know, they've just run the show.
They looked a bit aside. He almost said, listen, I've started, so I'll finish. First pass of that try, took it in at the end and crossed over. They've looked a very complete team, haven't they, and looked a confident one. Widnes, well, It's tough. It's impossible to imagine. Now, remember, we said last week they started the season by beating the Catalan Dragons. The supporters probably thought after round one, well, we have a chance of finishing the top half of the table. Such was the performance against the Dragons in that game back in February. But the important thing now is to fail fast, fix fast and learn fast, and that's what they've got to do now.
Yes, it was a wonderful win at the start of the season against the Catalan Dragons, albeit the Dragons, of course, as we now know, must have suffered a bit from all their players involved in the World Cup. But I think they scored 41 points, didn't they, against Catalan Dragons the first round?
Well, this is a much different Widnes side in personnel and in attitude, and I'm sure I saw Danny Craven warm up as 18th man. He'll surely come into contention for Widnes next week.
I think I read it, though. I think Centella's had almost as many players, if not more players than the Dragons in the World Cup. So sometimes we look for reasons, don't we, why a team have started the season poorly. We'll probably hang on to it. It might always be the truth, but whatever reason, sometimes you just don't know.
Well, they'll be looking to see why Widnes have ended the season so poorly. But Salford are going to be played 4 points. Top of the qualifying table. Challenges ahead, but a wonderful start for them. This fella doesn't give up, does he, Olberson?
You couldn't ever accuse any rugby league player of giving up. Tom Olberson tries hard, and the Widnes players on shore are trying hard. It seems to be the harder they try, the worse they get. That's good footwork from Inu, who loses the ball. There you go. Hastings hanging on to him like a leech. Is all over him, pushing him, prodding him. And Inu, earlier on in the season, without the lack of confidence, without the pressure, without the anxiety, might have held on to that ball, found an offload and potentially set up a try.
When you're a coach in this position like Francis Cummings is, what on earth do you do?
I have no idea what's going through Franny Cummings' mind, and I know him pretty well, Franny. I know he'll be hurting. I know there'll be some of it that he's looking at himself, thinking, how can I change this? And some of it he'll be looking at his players and thinking, well, do I keep faith with you, or do I change things up and bring somebody else in? It's a difficult probably scenario for everybody to try and get their heads around, but that's why Franny steps up. Those are the challenges he's signed up for, and I'm sure he'll give it his everything.
Absolutely soul-destroying, and I suppose Ian Watson will have gone through the troughs as well this year, with his team slipping down the table and ending up next to bottom.
Yeah.
But it just shows you a couple of signings, a couple of new faces, people who can pull the strings, do bits and pieces differently. Hastings, Lussick, they are the men who just might steer Salford out of problems this year. Look at him.
And like Phil said, you need that little bit of luck. They thought they'd bring Liam Finn in, who would bring some control and some composure, and for one thing or another, one reason or another, it hasn't worked out for Widnes and Liam Finn.
Everything's coming off for Salford. Everything is coming off for Salford. Wellham drills the ball along the ground, manages the game. Look at that, the pass there from, I think it's Wood who's back on the field, was it, or was it?
Yeah, it is Josh Wood.
It could have gone anywhere. There he is. Found Wellham's hands.
Yeah. And that's not his normal job, but he's asked to do it. He does it confidently. He does it well. You have to say, Salford, this is an 8.5 out of 10 performance for them.
Very good.
There weren't many points in the first half. The lads in the studio, Wellesley and Brian Carney, were asking where the points were. Well, at 32-6, they were saving them all for the second half, but Widnes have handed them opportunity after opportunity by just giving possession away.
Here's Nakambawa now. Yeah, they've dropped the ball in, well, numerous tackles. I mean, the error count, you say, Phil, was about 14 or 15. It's rocketing up as the game comes to an end.
Well, we make it with our stats. They're just over 50% completion, and that's nowhere near good enough. And when they've had it, they've not done that much with it.
Alford.
Strong, Darrell Alford said he's strong. Powerful player. Pushed off 2 or 3.
Here's that man again. This is Flanagan out the back door to Wood. Quick hands, good hands. Nakambawa. Gets it away to Welham. They've gone backwards, Salford.
They're not bothered, are they?
No, they're hanging on.
They're not bothered.
Hanging on to the ball. Just waiting for something to open up for them if possible. Hastings again. Aye, he's human. Chamberlain now. Tries to go through two of his former teammates.
Very satisfying for Ed Chamberlain. Released by Widnes. Greg Burke gone over to the Salford Red Devils and they're in the winning circle today.
Evans, Hastings. That was flicked off a Widnes finger. And they get a goal line drop out to defend to see this game out.
Offload, off the cuff, ad lib, and Jackson Hastings pops up, puts a kick up. There's a hand and a Widnes deflection that puts it in that trajectory. Aaron Jeremiah has a snap at it, but he's no interest in trying to get out of the end zone. Chris Ninu.
3 wins in a row then for Salford for the first time this year. They're playing with a smile on their face today, and they're playing some good stuff. They have this fortnight break. Actually, when you think about it, they could probably do with Wembley not coming next weekend. They'd like to carry on, keep this momentum going.
But it'll give Ian Watson more time to perfect what the new players that have come in can bring to the side. More time on the training field. It's not just the 80 minutes where the new players are making a difference, it's throughout the week.
Lussick is one of those new faces. Here's the other. Hastings gets it away to Josh Jones.
He's another strong player. Tangled up in that play of the ball.
Lussick to Nakambawai. 10 metres out. Last play of the game here. Hastings comes wide. Welham is spun into another tackle. And there is the final siren. Applause for Ian Watson's Salford from their supporters. Despair for the Widnes fans who are on their way home, beaten again. And Francis Cummins' agony goes on. And Widnes' agony goes on. But for Salford, played 2-1-2, top of the tree. Widnes played 2, lost 2, bottom of the pile. And in all sorts of trouble now as they hope and pray for Super League survival next year. But for Salford, a comprehensive victory. Trailing 6-0 after 2 minutes. That was as good as it got for the Widnes Vikings. 2 from Sow, Louis, Evans and Flanagan with the other tries. Chamberlain kicked all the goals. And that man Jackson Hastings, I rather fancy he's going to be given the salver and the money for his charity as the man of the match here today. And if he does get it, and we'll have that confirmed in a moment, it will be very well deserved.
Well, I'm absolutely positive he's going to get it. A really stylish performance from the Red Devils. The control they had throughout this game, the confidence they played, the composure they showed in the key parts, whether they were in the first third defending their own try line or they had the chance to attack their opponent's try line. Outstanding performance from Salford. They go into the Cup weekend in good form. There's Marwan Kukash talking to Martin Gleeson, the assistant coach.
18 successive league defeats for Widnes. 10 in a row under Francis Cummins. This man has been pulling the strings all afternoon, and he is the Betfred man of the match. Jackson Hastings is with Angela Powers.
And there is your first silver salver. There might be more to come by the end of the season, but a great performance there and a great win for you, Jackson.
Oh, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, it was a tough win. You know, we knew Widnes were going to come to play after what happened to them last week. They've got some great talent in their team, but so do we, and we just believed in what we can do, and we put it on today.
You've made all the difference since you got here. They've not lost a game.
Oh, I don't think it's me, to be fair. I suppose I might have added a bit of control to the team, but the players were already here before I got here, and a lot of the results through the year, they were just tight losses, so it's definitely not just down to one player. There's a whole team buying it at the moment, and we've got a great coaching staff that give us all the tools we need to perform on the weekend, and you know, it's only 2 wins. We've done nothing yet. You know, there's going to be some other teams this weekend on 2 wins as well, so if you rest on that, you're going to go nowhere. So we just got to keep building and keep getting better.
You've got to keep getting better in these playoffs. There's no chance to fall behind, is there? But just tell us what the difference has been in this team today in this result.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think my first game against Leeds, there was a bit all over the shop. There was a lot of hype surrounding the game, but I think once I got another week under my belt with the boys, we developed a control and a style that suits the way we play. And Robert Louis, again, outstanding. I don't know a better halfback in the comp right now, and that's respect to everyone playing. I know I got this today, but he's pretty hard done by. He played 65 minutes and was exceptional. I love playing with him, and it's just a great team to be a part of.
It's a great team to watch as well. There's your check. Sorry, Betfred, man of the match. Where's he going to go to? Which charity?
The Manchester Gymnastics Academy. So my coach's daughters go there, so I've got to keep him happy.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time and congratulations. Thanks, Jackson. We're going to talk to Francis Cummins now, the Widnes coach. Francis, it started so well, a try within 2 minutes, and what happened in the rest of the game?
Well, I think after that we made probably five yardage errors, and one thing you can't do with Salford is give them lots of possession. I think we've got a tough old position we're in at the moment. We've got a lot of our more experienced players are not playing well, and you see there we've got too many people guessing at the moment.
Didn't complete your sets. You said at half-time you needed to have more ball in hand, and they just took advantage of that.
Oh yeah, they had more ball, but when we got it, we didn't show what we'd practiced the day before. And let's say if you start to practice or guess in the game day, then it's every man for himself. So yeah, we're in a tough old position. We've just got to regroup and get some form.
Desperate times, really, Francis. What do you do to regroup? What do you say to this group of people now?
Well, I think that's part of it, is that there's quite a lot of words, and words are quite easy. We've got to make sure we stick together and we back up what we say, and when we do that, we'll be okay.
Thanks for your time, Francis.
Thank you.
Thank you. We've got Ian Watson now. Ian, a great result for you there, and Jackson Hastings has made all the difference since he came. He wouldn't take that, but you can tell us.
Yeah, look, we always speak about the team at Salford, and obviously Jackson coming in, it just shows that the players that were here before were good players. We just needed a little bit of organisation and direction, and he's come in and he's just kind of freed Robbie Louis up as well. And I think the pair of them, and with Niall at the back, they'd be the best spine in the league at the moment.
I mean, you must have enjoyed watching that. First try, though, in 2 minutes, it's kind of like a slightly worrying, but you really took advantage and you were composed as well.
Yeah, we spoke about that, about having composure in this game as well, because we knew they'd come out desperate. I thought they were really good at slowing the ruck down early doors as well, and we couldn't get much momentum out of it as well, so we had to figure out little ways to find the space and speed the game up, but once we did that, we kind of got on top, and the spine ran it from there.
2 wins down. Thanks very much, Ian.
And cheers, Angela. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Yeah, and once they got on top, there was very little Widnes could throw in their way, I should say. 12-6 at half-time to the home side. They extended that to a 32-6 win in round 2 of the Super 8 qualifiers. Okay, as I said, 6 points in at half-time, John. It was all Salford, really, for that second 40.
It wasn't as if Widnes had to score first, but this was surely not what was in the game plan for Francis Cummins. Robert Louis scores a try on 45 minutes. 12-6 to 18-6. The game has a bit of a complexion on it, doesn't it? If there was ever a chance for Widnes to have a say in this game, it came at that point through Christian Inu on the 52nd minute. And at the point at which Evald scores his try, Robert Louis providing the assist, that was game over. I thought on the hour mark, the 26 points to 6 and the 20 points difference was perhaps the point at which, notwithstanding this last final try from Flanagan, the point at which we perhaps saw the Salford Red Devils take one step back into Super League, and sadly Widnes one step out.
Okay, having played 2 games, Salford at the top of the pile in the qualifiers. 2 from 2 for the Widnes Vikings, 0 from 2. They will have it all to do to at least make the £1 million game and retain their place in Super League. Not looking good for the Vikings at the moment. Their coach, Francis Cummins, says it is a tough old position we are in. He said last week at full time, after they were beaten by that Jarrett Samet drop goal, he said, you know, we're okay, we'll get better. I've seen some signs there. John, I'm seeing signs of a side that have not quite thrown the towel in, but perhaps have nothing to give in these qualifiers.
It's where the losing personnel in games, and they're already thin in numbers, particularly in the fullback half position. So that hasn't helped them clearly. Looking over at the pitch on the final whistle, that looked to me like a team who'd lost a grand final or lost a Challenge Cup final.
They didn't play like there was a grand final or a Challenge Cup final. And this will be the problem that people have. Having your head down and sunken after the final whistle is one thing, John. Showing disappointment after you've lost the game is one thing. Playing like the game means something is what supporters will look for, what the owners of the Widnes Club will look for. I didn't see that looking at today. I didn't see players desperate to win a game today.
But we know how uncharitable you can be at times, Brian. But listen,
honest.
I think there's some truth in it. I think there's some truth in it. There are a number of players, and looking at Francis Cummins' points as well, it's the senior players. Ashall Bott provided a bit of spark, didn't he, in the game, and one of the youngest, most inexperienced players on that team. Those experienced heads who they're used to getting a little bit more from, they didn't get that, and that would be the most worrying thing for Widnes supporters and for Francis going forward, because I don't know how you change that round.
They've lost 18 consecutive league games now. It's obviously an unwelcome club record that they extend. Let's flip over and look at Salford, a side that had won 1 of 11 matches before they faced the Leeds Rhinos in round 23. Won that game with Jackson Hastings stepping off of playing for 23 minutes and playing well, scoring a try in that. Then they go to Hull Kingston Rovers in round 1. And now they've backed it up for the first time, as Eddie said in the commentary, the first time this season. 3 consecutive victories for Ian Watson's side. Flip it over, that's a side with a spring in their step, playing with confidence, playing like it means something.
Yeah, it was. I mean, certainly. And Jackson, who I thought spoke extremely well in his post-match interview, was speaking about how there was an awful lot of hype around the Leeds game, and how he just had to get through that match. In truth, he blew them apart. He was next-level stuff, and something that they'd not seen at Salford for quite some time. I think the Hull KR victory was arguably more impressive, and then to come here and consolidate that, the start in the qualifying eights was great. One other point on Hastings, and it was something that Ian Watson alluded to, and that was that because. Robert Louis, because of his Hastings arrival and his organisational ability, Louis is able now to play that 5 yards further out and have a little bit more freedom, probably a little bit less on his mind, which in turn, there's 3 names I've got written down here: Hastings, Louis and Evels. So Evels has had a freer rein.
Well, if you were opposition beforehand, you'd be looking at Robert Louis. Shut Robert Louis down, we're going to shut down Salford's attack, and now you got Jackson Hastings popping up on the other side of the field, so it splits your attention.
Yeah, certainly. And if they can keep hold of him, I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this season with Jackson Hastings, but he's certainly won some fans here. I think he's won a fan in me as well. I think, particularly the way he spoke, because there's an awful lot of baggage that has come with this and an awful lot of headlines that's come with this signing. I think that showed a man who's here to do business.
Okay, next for these sides in the qualifiers, the Salford Red Devils, they have to travel to take on Halifax. For the Widnes Vikings, they travel to France to take on Toulouse. It does not get any easier. We'll switch our focus from the qualifiers to the Super 8s, because coming up next we have the Catalan Dragons in action against the Wigan Warriors. Wigan been successful in games between both of these sides recently. Will Wembley prove a distraction for Steve McNamara's side? We'll discuss this match and the build-up to kick-off after this short break.
Just looking to pass, earn the right to play, go forward.
Gale to Hardacre. Hardacre to Minikin. Wide to Edom. 31 for the season.
Is that taking your nan to the shops?
A league of their own is back and bigger than ever. Starts Thursday the 30th of August at 9 on Sky 1.
Monaghan cutting a swathe at the knee. This Eden has lost it. Maguire swoops. Maguire scores the try for the Rhinos.
Out to see